Hello and welcome to more AEW and TEW 2020. We are here week 4 of January on our show of Dynamite. I will apologize right away that this video might be a little bit disjointed in how I record it. I'm still recovering from some tooth surgery, so we'll see how well I can talk. We start off with Julia Hart defeating Taya Valkyrie by submission. Then after the winning, this non-title bitch, Julia Hart takes a look at Taya, but is ultimately dismissive of her. Which means to pay a bit more attention when the Outcasts all come out. Saraya notes that it's kind of cute that Julia Hart thinks that she has a chance of holding this TBS title for a long time when it's evident that it's going to be Saraya that takes over as the TBS champion. She's interrupted by Sky Blue coming out, just that it's going to be her that takes it, because, they have that whole rivalry perhaps for the future going on. And because, unlike Saraya, Sky's in her prime and isn't someone that just goes out there and cheats with a bunch of backup. Ruby and Tenille make their way towards Sky, but Sky ends up being joined by Willow and Trinity, and the two trios argue with each other as Julia Hart just watches from the ring. So, yeah, just a real quick thing there. Saraya, Sky Blue making their intentions for the TBS title known. As we see a black and white trailer playing with Toni Storm parodying Chris Statlander. Tony's making fun of Chris's alien gimmick, playing homage to a number of old sci-fi movies in the process, old alien movies in the process. And in the end, there's a feature of Tony as Chris reaching out for the women's title and being unable to get it. It's very dramatic. There's a fancy ending on top, and they show the credits, and most of them are, directed by Toni Storm, starring Toni Storm as Chris Statlander. Bunch of stuff like that. Daga and Drolisko then defeat Matt Menard and Angelo Parker. Quick match there. Really? I didn't have it. Oh, whatever. Rush smiles at the end of the match, and he heads into the ring to celebrate with his boys, and he has a mic in his hand. These things are getting crowded for these titles, aren't they? I think I know how to deal with that. Daga and Drolisko, you two are ready for the tag titles, but I think things are getting a little bit heavy for you, Orange Cassidy, but Christian Cage, I think I know exactly what the TNT title needs. What they need, what TNT needs, what we need to see every week on TV is La Facción Ingobernable. Is Rush El Toro Blanco. You can play around with Adam Copeland, regardless of who wins. Whichever one of you better be looking for us. You better be watching out for Rush. So yeah, Rush wanted to get the TNT title picture more specifically. With this, Bjorn was not supposed to be on screen. Turns out Will Ospreay is working nude today, which is why he is not. So, don't worry. Don Callis is surrounded by his family, and he talks. He says, Miro, you better be looking forward to next Wednesday, because Powerhouse Hobbs is going to be taking you down there. But there's business that I want to discuss first. First is Sting and Darby Allin. I know that you two are going to be out there, and I think we can take care of you easily with Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay, especially with Will being able to run circles around even Darby Allin, the young one, let alone old man Sting. But there's someone else that's not here that I want to talk to. And that's Wheeler Yuta. See, when I saw what happened to you on Saturday, I thought to myself, oh, what a waste of time. Because back in 2022, when I saw you and Jon Moxley bleed on Rampage, I thought just one thing of importance. See, I've worked with stars the world over. I've worked alongside the best of the best. And when I saw you back then on Rampage, I knew that I saw something special. I knew that I saw the next Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yet you waste your time with people who don't appreciate your talents like I do. So you need to trust me, Wheeler Yuta. You need to get away from these toxic people and Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli. You need to work with me, because with me, you can reach your true potential. Yes, Don Callis. I wish I could do the voice a little bit better, but again, my mouth still kind of screwed up. Anna Jay defeats Christina Von Eerie. Stefan Smith was the original ref. He got knocked out. I'll explain that in just a moment. So nearing the end of the match, Stefan Smith is knocked out by an errant move, probably just like a Christina Von Eerie. I don't know. I'm thinking like a Stinger Splash in the corner, squishes Stefan Smith. Bryce Remembers Bryce Remsburg comes out, finish the job. Anna Jay has the Queen Slayer in. Christina Von Eerie is tapping out, but because Bryce isn't out there, match doesn't end. Anna Jay nearly loses to Christina Von Eerie in the time, but she does kick out at 2 and eventually picks up the win. Ogogo, he gets into the ring. He stares down Bryce. He shoves him a little bit. Anna Jay calls him back, and 2 head backstage in the confusion. Don't worry, we got something coming on for this in a bit. After this, we see a vignette at a training center with Hook working out. Everything that he's doing in his workouts looks completely natural, and he's doing everything with ease. After tapping out a local talent, a somewhat familiar voice calls for him to leave things for today. Hook gets up and is handed a bag of chips by Kurt Angle. Kurt praises Hook for his work and says that's impressive, how Hook manages to do everything so well. He's glad to have a great new pupil like Hook. Hook, he's pretty unimpressed. He doesn't really have much reaction, but Kurt says that it's just the start of a great working relationship. While in commentary, Taz sounds kind of betrayed that his old enemy, Kurt Angle, is now training his son. We got... none of those matter at all. Kurt's not wrestling. But yeah, Kurt Angle going to be managing Hook. After this, Xander Lyons defeats Stu Grayson and another person with no chemistry. Fantastic. Andretti also had no chemistry with Keith Lee. Bit of a shame. Right afterwards, we do have Billy Starks defeating Mercedes Martinez as well. After the 2 matches, Keith Lee claps his hand and brings the 2 peoples into the ring and discusses with them for a bit before Zack Sabre Jr.'s music hits and all of the Mighty Don't Kneel come out. Yesterday taunts Keith Lee, then he doesn't feel all that sorry about Action Andretti's unfortunate injury, as that if it was someone under Keith, it was bound to happen. Billy starts to fireball. She's trying to get at ZSJ, but Keith holds her back and says that, in his past he would easily fall for this bait, and ZSJ is trying to get at him. But now with Keith's status as an instructor, and his experience now, his experience in the ring, experience as a professional out here, I will not fall for your tricks. But he does know that TMDK are a dangerous group, and he will be cautious around them. Action Andretti did get injured in a match against Bad Dude Tito. It wasn't a botch or anything, he just got injured, so that helps out this storyline at least. Mayu technically defeats Shida. Killer Kelly attacks both of them, ends in a DQ, but just because Mayu was the first one attacked, yeah. And she keeps beating down Shida as well. Scotty eventually swarm towards the ring. Killer Kelly, she's holding her kendo stick out. She's kind of just like basking in the glory, and eventually she is arrested by security. After this, we see backstage Anna Jay and Anthony Ogogo, I should say. They're backstage getting ready to head out of the arena when Anna is pulled aside, and Jack Perry shows up. He says that he knew that people were after him, and if they're after him, they're after Anna Jay. And Anna's like, what are you talking about? And there's at least one mysterious question answered when Jack Perry just pulls out a wad of cash and hands it over to Anthony Ogogo. So as long as cameras are watching, you can't tell her exactly what's going on because otherwise they're going to get at him. Takes her along with him, and Ogogo follows as we cut to the next segment. I'm going to try to run Jack Perry as a conspiracy heel. I just think that's fun. Fits the whole scapegoat thing. Sounds dumb, but whatever. And it gives something for Anthony Ogogo to do. After this, police car that was taking Killer Kelly away is shown, but before the cops can take him away, they're attacked by Butcher, Blade, and Jake Hager, who all beat them down. Mustafa Ali casually, he's just walking up to the car. He picks up a pair of the keys and he unlocks Kelly's cuffs and he starts talking into the camera. He says, "It really is a shame that we need to resort to things like this in order to show the world what's going on, is it? That thing that get people like this to call for our arrest when all we're doing is trying to show that we're people who deserve as much attention as anyone else, it just makes me sad. But such is the way of life, isn't it?" And so, he kind of just lamenting that he has to resort to something like this before leaving, bringing his squad in tow. I will try to get stable pictures for everyone at least before February. And in our main event, Samoa Joe defeats Bryan Danielson. Pretty good match, 1908, 82 rated seg, not bad. Joe stands tall over Danielson over the match, and he's dumbfounded by the result, yelling that it's a fluke. He says Yuta, who, during the match, like, there's probably a couple times when Joe is down, and Bryan is like, hey, Yuta, go attack him while he's down, or something like that, and Yuta doesn't. He frees down principle, and Joe looks proper dangerous, stands with the belt in his hand to end the show. A 74 rated show, not bad at all. Mainly carried by that good main event. But, of course, that does end things for the BCC's involvement in the world title picture. We'll see how things go later on. Let's move on to Collision.